Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Sequoia, Silicon Valley tech editor for Black Enterprise, and I am super excited today because we are here with Amanda Gorman, currently OZY Genius Award winner, and working on a project called Generation Empathy. Again, that project is Generation Empathy. I'm gonna let you explain in detail what that is, and then we're gonna jump a little bit into your background because you've got some amazing things going on, girl.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Sequoia. So like you said, my OZY Genius Grant project is called Generation Empathy. And it really came out of this idea of, is there a way that I can bring an experience specifically to low income and rural students that gives them an opportunity to generate empathy and interact with the world around them? And I started thinking about innovative ways and to accomplish that. And something that I was really excited about was virtual reality. And I said, how can we use virtual reality as a type of digital exhibit or a museum to bring students in school sites a type of experience where they can interact with what's really going on in other different places that might interest them. And so from that came the idea for Generation Empathy, which is basically a virtual reality museum where students will be able to have a firsthand look into the lives of teen change makers like them who are really making an impact and a difference in their communities.
Beautiful. So I want to get more into that, but before we do that, tell me a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so my background is I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, which I think really influenced me as who I am, as a poet, as a writer, as an activist. I grew up with a lot of different perceptions around me, a lot of different cultures and languages, and that really gave me an appreciation for what can be done with a plethora of stories. And I was really lucky to have those experiences early on, growing up, and especially in my household. And so that really serves as my foundation for Generation Empathy.
Awesome. And then you didn't go to a traditional high school. You went to New Roads High School.
Yes.
So you guys didn't have grades. Your finals were topics like change the world. Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, so I went to this school, K through 12, called New Roads, and we had grades, but the way in which they looked at your accomplishments in class were a bit different. We look at if you're creating meaning, if you're knowing, if you're doing. And a lot of times, for example, like my high school history final in 10th grade was like, change the world. And like, that was it. It was a great experience to be, for once, really looked at not in terms of do you have the best memorization of a formula, but how are you using your knowledge and applying that to some type of solution. And that happened in physics class, that happened in science class, where we expected to take what we were learning and to take that type of information and put it into action, to pay it forward. And so that definitely, I'm very lucky to have had that experience. Some people think it's a bit weird. I'm at Harvard and people are just fascinated by this type of educational pedagogy, but I think it really influenced me in great ways.
Oh, okay. So your parents.
Yes, so a long time, but I can tell you as for my family, my sister, and my brother all had special needs. My sister and I were born early, so we had some learning difficulties and challenges. My mom wanted to make sure that we went to a school that valued different types of intelligence, that didn't instantly categorize a student as non-genius. And I talk about that as an OZY Genius Award winner, the idea that intelligence can come from anywhere and it expresses itself in many forms. And that was something that I felt, and my family felt as well, that my school, New Roads, really believed in. And that's something that I've carried with me as an OZY Genius winner of how can I affirm different types of genius.
Beautiful. And so you had that special needs issue, went through New Roads, and now you're at Harvard. How did that happen?
How did that happen? I mean, it's an amazing blessing. I think that being at Harvard, I get to see what different types of people can bring to the table, because when you're sitting in a classroom and those people who either know a lot of information or who have been doing this specific academic topic for a long time, you think, how do I belong here? How do I fit in? What do I provide? And that's been making me reflect on what I can contribute to society, academia, in terms of a unique type of genius that is a critical thinker. I'm a dreamer, and I tend to have ideas that can bring two different sides of an argument together. And so being at Harvard, again, an amazing privilege, a lot of hard work, and also a lot of luck and a lot of fortune as well, and trying to figure out how I can use this opportunity to use my specific ideas to make a change.
Yeah, so preparation meets opportunity.
Yes,
That's amazing.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
That's my life motto.
So let's talk about some of your accolades, because you have, I mean, I'm like, this girl's 19 years old. Like, I can't believe it. So you were the first ever Los Angeles Youth Poet Laureate. Tell me about that experience.
That experience is the epitome of preparation meets opportunity, because I remember looking up in high school, and I had been writing for a long time. I've been really pushing myself to improve my poetry, and in my lap falls this application to be Youth Poet Laureate, and I just put my name in the ring. I sent in some poems, some videos of myself and the work that I've been doing in my community, and I look up like a month later and I got that title, and it's like, what? And it was such an amazing opportunity, because being a Youth Poet Laureate, you're really making history, because this has never been done before. It's the first time that really the poetry community of the United States is giving the same respect to young poets as they would give to adult poets. Mm-hmm. And so that's been an amazing experience for me to have this type of leadership role in Los Angeles, in the West, and in other places where I get to speak on literacy, youth, engagement, civic service. As a young person, I think that's phenomenal. And that type of energy and gratitude I like to bring to my OZY opportunity.
Beautiful. And you published a book?
Yes. So that was also part of my tenure as Youth Poet Laureate. I published a book called The One for Whom Food is Not Enough, which is actually from my favorite line from A Raisin in the Sun. This idea of being a young woman who wants something more than what society expects from you, and to want to reach and stretch for what is attainable. And so that, I felt, had to be the title of my book. And I published that 2015, working on some new stuff now, but I think that book really speaks to the process I was going through.
Can you give us a little bit of a key into what some of this new stuff is?
Oh, that's what I'm trying to do for myself. This new stuff is what I'm really trying to explore right now, is the intersection between visual art and the literary world. Oftentimes I feel like I have to separate those two. And now I was actually my mom, I was showing her some of my work that I had been doing, where I had been painting and doing visual work over my poetry. And she was like, this is something you should keep on this path. And I'm very grateful that I have that type of supportive mom. So I'll keep it at that cliffhanger, but definitely my new work, you'll see a lot more of the mix of oral, literary, and visual.
Ooh, I'm so excited.
We'll see. Fingers crossed.
So, Amanda, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. And you guys, make sure you look out for her, because not only is she the OZY Genius Award winner, but she's also vying to run for president in 2036. So you guys, keep an eye on this one. She's a special one. Amanda, do you mind leaving us with a little bit of a snippet of your poetry before we get off of here?
Ooh. Okay. Yes, I would love to. Let me pick through any topics I want to do. I've been dabbling a little bit in rap, so I'll do a bit of that right now. It's really experimental, just a lot of spoken words, so I'll do some of that, leave it with you. I'm a little twig, rockin' yellow, living on the avenue of heights in a ghetto. Concrete streets swallowed all my meadows. Brown skin down in city, all palmettos in this place. I'm the muse and the poet, teen and the queen, and I'm trying not to blow it. Put rage on a page every day, yeah, you know it. So go, throw it, then I'll bring it back. That's
beautiful.
It. Again,
so dope.
Very dabbling, very new. So.
But it's great. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. We don't want to take up any more of your time. We do not want to make you late for class. You know, Harvard is expensive and it's important. So you got to get in class. So thank you so much, and we will see you later.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.